a football video that isn't Detroit Lions, NFL, or NFL draft related? Oh my, imagine that. Yes, we have a new football league that's now coming to play. The USFL. With all the games taking place in Birmingham, Alabama, that's kind of fucking lazy. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yes, a new football league to try and lessen the blow that having no NFL until September will do to us. At least we have some football to distract us to pass the time, especially with the draft coming up in a couple weeks. See, anyway, let's just go ahead, let's jump right into it and talk about this game. So, for this game for the Michigan Panthers against Houston, really for this game, I had no expectations like everybody else. Because we weren't sure what every team was going to be in this league until we saw every single team step on the field. Like, I had no expectations. I didn't make any predictions this year because I didn't know what the hell this team was going to be until we saw the actual product on the field. And all I gotta say for this game is the Panthers definitely have a lot of work to do because, man, they looked incredibly sloppy throughout the entire game. Like, they've just made so many mistakes. Like, they just looked incredibly sloppy. Like, this game, I wasn't sure if this was a defensive game or just a fucking game with two terrible offenses. Like, it was a sloppy fucking low-scoring game. Like, both teams played, honestly, like ass. Like, both teams struggled. Like, I honestly kind of feel like that was more of a defensive battle, but, you know, Michigan, they dug themselves into a 17-0 hole right at the start, even with a delayed game being under a weather delay because of lightning in the area, so the lightning clock. Even though there was really no fans in attendance, but fuck it, the players' safety means more, I guess. But yeah, so, you know, though, if they played in Detroit like they should have, they wouldn't have to deal with weather delays, but with Ford Field being a dome stadium. So yeah, Michigan, though, they tried to come back in the second half. Like, they were charging down the field that final drive, but they just made way too many mistakes that final drive. You know, Shea Patterson fumbling the snap, and then the big sack that put the Panthers in third, and then 4th and long on a 4th and 26. Like, you're not going to win many games if you're putting yourself in those kind of situations late. If you're putting yourself in a 3rd and 26 and a 4th and 26 situation, like, you're not going to have much success doing that. But yeah, Jeff Fisher definitely has his work cut out for him. The question is, though, are the Panthers going to go 1-9 to fill Jeff Fisher's 9-loss status quo, or are they actually going to fucking do better than that and kill the 9-loss memes from Jeff Fisher's NFL career? But yeah, and honestly though, this game, like I said, this game honestly should have been in Detroit because you looked at the stands in this game, it looked fucking empty. It was empty. It looked like this game had fucking plague restrictions, like no fans are allowed to attend. Like, there was literally almost nobody at this game. Like, how the fuck is this league expected to make a business and be competitive to the NFL if you're not going to have anybody show up? Like, I'll tell you this, if this game was in Detroit, Ford Field would have been filled up for this game. Like, easily, Detroit could have rallied behind the Panthers for sure. Especially with a lot of the positive vibes Detroit has had as of late, you know, with the Lions going on Hard Knocks and then the draft coming to Detroit in 2024. You know, some good times for sure. So far in Detroit, Detroit easily could have gone behind the Panthers and if the game was at Ford Field. Like it should have been. At least the championship game's going to be in Canton, Ohio, at the Hall of Fame Stadium, which that's pretty understandable. That seems pretty reasonable. But yeah, honestly, the only team that should have been playing in Birmingham is the goddamn Stallions. Like, everybody else should have been playing in their own stadium. Like, they should be allowed to travel. I think whoever decide that every fucking game should be in Birmingham this season is a dumbass. Like, it is like that, it was a bad call. It was a terrible mistake to have every game in Birmingham. Like, they should be allowed to travel, like, if you had this game in Detroit, the stands would have been full instead of being empty like they were today. Because unless it's the Stallions, Birmingham ain't gonna give a flying fuck about Michigan Panthers or the Houston Gamblers. Fans aren't gonna give a fuck about the other teams unless it's Birmingham. That's just the plain reality. So yeah, for Michigan, in terms of how I think they're gonna do this season, I don't know. Because every team matches up differently against each other. Like, it's really year one. Like, everybody's in a rebuild trying to build a team up. Like, nearly everybody is on the same page. So, yeah. But honestly, though, this league is kind of building more like, you know, a pipeline to give give players a second chance to try and crack the NFL roster. Or try and have somewhat of a football career. And maybe end up at the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day and can, maybe. That's what their main goal is. I mean, hey, Arena Football worked with to save Kurt Warner's career, even made a great movie about it in American Underdog. So yeah, I guess that's what USFL is trying to do. Like, they literally watched American Underdog and they're like, you know what? Let's have a league like that, but outdoors. They're trying to make it a pipeline to give players a second chance at the NFL. In case in the event that they weren't ready the first time. But yeah, I'll say one thing, though, for the Panthers. Shea Patterson should be the starter staying forward. Paxton Lynch should not even be playing because Lynch is a goddamn bum. Like, Lynch looked like dog shit. Like, most of the sloppy plays today came from Paxton Lynch. And then don't get me started on the receivers dropping a few number of easy catchable passes. Like, their hands were easily just for decoration. But yeah, you know, USFL is in business. Now, the question is, can this league actually fucking be something? Or is this league going to suffer the same fate that the AAF and the XFL did and go out of business within a year? Time will tell. But yeah, anyway, though, you know, a lot of that more will be told as next week the Panthers will be playing on a Friday night against New Jersey, against the Generals. So yeah, short off week until our next game. But yeah, anyway, though, that's going to wrap it up here. And I wonder how many fans are going to show up next week. Especially when NASCAR's in town at Talladega. But yeah, anyway, I'll say one day for sure. Hopefully the dirt race at Bristol is a lot better than this boring-ass football game. But yeah, though, so the Michigan Panthers, despite their best efforts, their comeback from a 17-point deficit just falls short in their inaugural game. Only game one. It's only the first game. There's still a long way to go in this short 10-week season. Which kind of feels more like a sprint than a marathon, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, anyway, on to New Jersey next week. See you later.